So Eric Bolling, when I was at the factor at Fox, he would sub for me, and the ratings would go down. But they went down for everybody. That's sub. That's sub for me. But he did a decent job. I mean, he ran a show, and then he was over at a couple of other places. But his background is in economics, and he was a board member of the New York Mercantile Exchange, big shot in oil and gas trading. So he knows the economic world. And he joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida, where he airs daily on Real America's Voice, Dish, YouTube, all of that internet stuff. So, Bolling, you okay down there in Florida? You all right?
We miss you down here, Bill. It's always good to have you in the studio walking around.
You look a little like Maynard G. Krebs with the goatee, but that's all right. It's okay.
By the way, that compliment was amazing, especially coming from the guy who I did sit in for over 250 times over an 11-year period. So I must have been, ratings went down, but they must not have gone down that much, Mr. Bill O'Reilly.
When Juan Williams sat in for me, they really went down. But when you went, you weren't that bad. So look, I know you've had some discussions on your programs, and you had some criticism about the tariffs. Where do you think they are now?
So I stand firm, Bill. I'm a free market, true, complete free marketeer. I just believe that government shouldn't get their hands in any form of the markets. Now, again, let me qualify that with I am really, really rooting for the Trump tariffs to work. I hope they do. I'm hearing they are. As Kevin Hassert said, it's going to be astounding when they start telling us what they've gotten or what they've received. My only issue is I just don't like government interfering in markets. And when I mean government, I mean our government also. But if it's going to be used, I think they lost the messaging, Bill. Let me reframe this. It came out where we were going to raise tariffs to the rest of the world to the level that they're charging us. And when they realize they can't do it anymore, their tariffs will come down and our tariffs will come down as well. At some point, it turned to, well, they're all begging to, kind of kiss the ring and come make a deal with us, which was the wrong message for me as a free marketeer. He got back on message recently over the weekend and said, when they lower them, we'll lower them. And that's what I hope for. I hope for a global no tariff or a global 10% across the board in two directions.
Let's just cut through this. We have no control about China and what China's import tariffs are. We don't. So they can jack up their tariffs, and same thing with the EU. Hans and Franz can buy stuff from the United States. We ship it over to Hans and Franz in Munich, and they slap a 20% VAT, value-added tax on it, which means Hans and Franz have to charge, if they resell whatever they buy from us, they got to slap 20% more on. American goods can't compete with the German-made goods. That's the game. We can't control it. So free marketing is really a myth. It isn't free. It's not free anywhere. So what Trump wanted to do was basically say, we're not letting you rip us off anymore. We're the biggest market in the world. We have the most money, the most consumers who can spend, and you're going to play fair. It seems logical to me that that would be a good policy for the United States. But in order to get there, we have to suffer, and Americans don't want to suffer. That's where we are.
Again, agree, and that is the theory, and I hope it works, and I really do. I hope it doesn't push us into a global recession, which theoretically could happen. And I'm not suggesting we continue to have a trade imbalance and have a tariff imbalance with these countries. I'm simply saying there are ways to maybe negotiate other countries bringing down their tariffs. I'll give you an example. China charging us whatever they want to charge us, whatever they've been charging us, because we don't even really know. We can talk about this number that they came up with China's charging us at 32%, which, to be honest with you, they made that up, but they used a different metric, not what they told us. Regardless, what we could do is China needs oil. We have a ton of oil. We can produce more oil. We can say, China, you lower your tariff, our export tariff, your import tariff, U.S. goods going to China, lower it to a reasonable number. Let's call it 20%. And we'll only put a 20% tariff on the oil we'll send you. And we'll send you a ton of liquefied natural gas.
That's what will eventually happen. But China isn't benign, okay? They don't want to give up their unbelievable trade advantage, not only with the United States, but everywhere else. They don't want to give it up. But What the mistake that I think the Trump administration made was this. They tried to do it too fast. Instead of knocking down Canada and Mexico, then going to the EU, then going to China, or whatever order you want to put it in. And along the way, explain every step to the American people, which they could have done, all right? Instead of this tsunami all at once that panicked the worldwide markets, that led to the stock market going down, they could have been a more gradual thing. And that's what I would have done. President Trump is trying to fix the economy, but some believe the damage is already done. As the dollar value drops, China's power and gold keep going up. I called American Hartford Gold to diversify with physical precious metals, and you might consider that as well. They will help you secure your savings with physical gold and silver delivered right to your door, or you can set up a tax advantage gold IRA. Plus, it's tax and penalty free to roll over your current 401k or IRA. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star ratings, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, they are the only precious metals dealer I trust. So please call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them O'Reilly sent you, and you might get $15,000 of free silver on a qualifying order. Call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.